Adjo, weird things are happening.
What things?
I keep seeing you in my dreams. You're always in white, standing next to Esmond, and I'm in the background, watching. When the lantern glows, the story begins.
People like to say I was her best friend, but they forget to ask what kind of friend, because there's a difference between being a friend and being the friend who helps zip the dress, hold the wig, carry the bags, and smile in the background while someone else shines. That's who I was, the background. Even my mother used to say,
"You and that Nia girl, you are inseparable, but please don't let them use you too much."
She meant it as a joke, but jokes have truth in them, and I think now I should have listened. We met at a Brie Girls, Form 1, Edinburgh House. She was the type of girl who already knew her angles before we even discovered what contour was. The kind who walked into the dormitory and was under popularity like it was part of her provisions. Me, I was smart, quite smart, quiet, helpful. I was the one who kept extra padlocks, the one you asked to help fix your timetable, the one who'd hide your meat pie in her chop box when seniors came. And somehow, that's what made us click. We weren't even the same type of pretty. Nia had this glow, like a golden filter was following her around campus. I had a kind of tired beauty. You're not bad though, but you need to smile more type. But she chose me. She told everyone I was her best friend, and so I became it, just like that. We went to APSA together, shared a hostel room, shared sponge, shared secrets, even shared crumbs. We used to sync up like clockwork, but slowly I noticed something. People never saw us the same. At parties, they'd say, "Nia, you came with your friend?" Never. Adjo, you and Nia look good. Even when we dressed alike, it was dark colors doing wonders for Nia, as if I was wearing the same thing in black and white. I got used to it. She always had a way of walking into a room and making it hers. Even when we both applied for SRC positions, she got her attention, not because she was smarter, oh please, but because she was Nia, charming, bright, loud in the right ways. And I was the loyal second voice. After uni, things only got worse. She got a job in a PR firm in East Legon. I worked part-time in a loan office in La Paz. She moved into a self-contained apartment there. I moved into my cousin's boys' quarters. She posted dinners at places where cocktails were 85 cedis. I posted memes and deleted them when no one laughed. Still, I stayed close. I clapped. I lied. I reposted. I gave her captions when she was tired, because that's what friends do, right? Then came Esmond. Phew. You see, Esmond was that type of man who made every woman doubt herself, not because he was flashy, he wasn't, but because he had this stillness, a kind of attention that made you feel like he wasn't just hearing you, he was reading you. The first time I met him, he was picking Nia up from a branch. She introduced us like this.
This is Adjo. She's not just my best friend, she's my whole childhood.
He smiled, shaking my hand as though he already knew me, held it longer than usual, looked at me and said,
"Oh, so you're the one I've heard so much about."
I held my smile awkwardly, but something in my chest started hard. From that moment, I started noticing things, how he'd ask me questions Nia never answered, how he once told me,
"You have a calming vibe. She's lucky to have you."
It was small, but it stuck. Then one day, at a friend's party, he pulled me aside and said,
"You know, if I'd met you first, who knows?"
My heart sprinted, but my mouth smiled.
Don't say that. She loves you.
I know, but love's not always enough, is it?
That was the day I crossed the line. Not physically, not yet, but emotionally, I started despising Nia. And not because of Esmond, if I'm being honest, but because I finally admitted something I'd never said out loud. I didn't want to stand next to a glow anymore. I wanted some for myself, and if it meant dragging some of her shine into my pocket, so be it. After that night, something inside me turned, quietly, silently, like a door that doesn't creak anymore because it's been oiled with too many disappointments. I didn't stop being Nia's friend. Oh no, I became a better one. The best, in fact. I answered her calls before the second ring, laughed extra hard at her jokes, sent her reels and TikToks of wedding decor inspiration, even helped her look for vendors when Esmond finally proposed. Yes, proposed in a soft-lit restaurant at Labone, candlelight, dive band, the kind of setup that ends up on GH weddings or We Love Ghana weddings before your mother even hears about it. She FaceTimed me the moment he put the ring on her finger.
Bestie, it's happening. Can you believe it?
I smiled, I screamed, I cried with her, but something in my stomach twisted, like kinky that had stayed too long in the sun. Not because he proposed, but because I realized I was the only one crying, and it wasn't joy. That night, I didn't sleep, not because of heartbreak. I trained myself out of that luxury long ago. No, it was the ache of watching someone win again, and again, and again. While I stood clapping on the sidelines like a mascot, I opened my phone, went through old chats with Nia, years worth of conversations, photos, laughs. She once told me,
If I die before you, promise me you'll do my makeup in the coffin. No one else can make me look soft like you do.
And I meant it when I said yes, back then. But now I wanted to do something that would make God blink twice. The first place I went to was a woman behind the Malcolm at Medina Zongo Junction. They said she could do things with candle wax and thread that would make a man leave his wedding and forget his wife's name mid-vows. I entered her kiosk. She looked at me once and said,
You want him to stop marrying her?
I froze. I hadn't even said why I was there. She smiled.
Don't worry, it's written all over your face. Come back with his picture and hers too.
I never went back, not because I was scared, but because I didn't want him not to marry her. No, I wanted her to suffer after the marriage. I wanted the glitter to fade, the lace to itch, the foundation to crack. I wanted her to look at him across the bed and wonder why he wasn't smiling at her the way he used to smile at me. I wanted her to lose, slowly, and that required a different kind of help. The second place I went to wasn't a spiritualist. She was a retired nurse in Dome who had a quote-unquote side hustle of helping people with personal issues. They called her Auntie Cecilia. She had a small room behind her house filled with bottles, herbs, soap, and a laminated picture of the Sacred Heart. She didn't ask questions.
Whatever you put on your body, he'll follow. But be careful. You must not sleep with him. Not yet. Let him chase first. Let her see it.
I nodded. She made something in a black rubber container, brown soap with red sand, shea butter, and a piece of what looked like okra roots.
Use this only on Fridays. Wash downwards. No sponge. Say his full name before you rinse.
I did everything she said, not because I believed, but because I was tired of waiting for life to be fair. Then I waited, and baby, life started shifting. The first thing that happened was the way Esmond's eyes started following me, longer than usual. At a birthday dinner for one of Nia's cousins, he offered to drop me off, alone. In the car, he didn't touch me, but the air was thick, like the way the clouds get before a crowd floods. He asked me what I wanted to do with my life.
Something big. Something people will clap for.
He looked at me and said,
You already deserve it.
And it wasn't just the words, it was the way he said it, like a man who saw something his woman hadn't shown him yet. The second thing that happened, Nia started complaining. At first, small things.
Esmond is distant these days, so he used to plan date nights. Now I'm the one reminding him.
Then it grew.
I found lipstick in his car. It's not my shade.
My heart did backflips, but I played innocent.
Hey, do you think he's cheating?
He better not, or I'll kill him.
I smiled.
So you won't kill the girl too?
She paused.
No, the girl's probably a victim.
I wanted to laugh. Victim, you see? But I didn't stop there. No, this was war, and I was tired of playing fair. I started posting more selfies, more skin, more soft life captions. Even if I was still eating Gary and watching Telegram movies on my cracked iPhone, I started replying to Esmond's stories, not flirtatiously, just enough for his mind to start building castles. One day he replied, boom, the crack had started. You see, in Ghana, we don't always do juju in shrines. Sometimes it's in your smile, your timing, your absence. And I became absent in the right ways. Stop picking her calls sometimes, stop giving captions, stop laughing like before. Just a little space for her to panic, and panic she did.
Nee says, you looked uncomfortable the last time we were all together. Are you okay?
I'm fine, bestie. Just tired.
I replied, but that seed was already planted. Her man, her Esmond, was looking at me differently, and I was starting to look with intention. It started with a cough. No, really, Nia had a cough that wouldn't go away. Dry, annoying, always interrupting conversations. She went to Yahoo. They said it was stress. She went to a private doctor in airports. Same thing.
Rest. Hydrate. It's nothing serious.
But Nia started shrinking. Not physically, no, but in that subtle way queens do when their kingdom starts cracking. She stopped posting Esmond, stopped showing up to things she used to love, and when she did show up, her eyes were always scanning, like she was waiting for something to strike. Meanwhile, Esmond was glowing. You know that post Baba Shop new shirt on Sunday kind of glow? Yeah, that one. I should have felt guilty, but all I felt was seen. For once, I was the sun, and Nia, she was standing under a tree, trying to understand why the light felt cold. The real madness started 2 months before the wedding. That's when the dreams began. She called me one night, voice shaking.
Adjo, weird things are happening.
I was in bed eating salted granuts and watching a series on my laptop. I paused it.
What things?
I keep seeing you in my dreams.
I froze.
But not normal dreams. You're always in white, standing next to Esmond, and I'm in the background, watching.
I kept quiet.
Sometimes you're laughing. Sometimes you're holding his hand.
I faked a laugh.
Hey, Nia, have you been eating after 10 p.m.?
But I didn't sleep that night, not because I was scared, but because I was excited. Whatever I had set in motion, it was working. Now listen, before you judge me, pause and breathe. This isn't about stealing anyone's man. It's about balancing skills. Because if the world keeps giving the same person the spotlight, the same applause, the same, wow, you are glowing now, the same admiration, then maybe someone has to take it by force. And I have served too many years in the background to pretend I didn't want more. The first time Esmond touched me was at the florist. I'd gone there because Nia begged me to help confirm their bouquet selection. She was running late. He came instead.
Adjo, thanks for doing this. I know planning is stressful.
I smiled.
Anything for my best friend.
But as we stood by the roses, he leaned in, too close. His hand brushed mine. And then, just like that, he placed one hand on my lower back and said,
She's lucky to have you.
I didn't move. I didn't flinch. I just looked up and said,
Sometimes I wonder if she knows it.
We didn't kiss, but something passed between us that day. Something warm, sharp, dangerous, like a live wire in wet grass. That night he texted. I waited a whole hour before replying. He replied. Boom, the dam cracked. From there, it spiraled. Text at midnight, voice notes that ended with silence and heavy breathing, accidental touches that lingered too long. Still, we didn't cross the physical line yet, but emotionally, we had already built a house, added a compound, and were planting flowers. Then came the bridal shower, a classy Airbnb in East Airport, all pink and white. themed cupcakes, girls in matching satin robes. I was a maid of honor. Of course I was. I zipped her dress, fixed her edges, took her photos, posted her with captions like, even as Esmond texted. That night, I went home and cried, not from shame, but from power, because for the first time in my life, I was the main character in someone else's story. But then, the unexpected happened. Nia got sick, properly, vomiting, dizziness, headaches. She missed fittings, cancelled her makeup trial, and one day, she called crying.
Sis, they said I'm pregnant.
I swear, I felt my chest split open, not because of the baby, but because it meant she had something I didn't. Again, the wedding was postponed, not cancelled, just moved forward. Family reasons, she told people, but the truth, she started bleeding. Complications. I visited her once at her mother's house. She looked small, eyes puffy, wearing one of Michael's oversized shirts. I sat on her bed, held her hand, and for a moment, just a moment, I felt something like pity, until she whispered,
I think someone's doing me.
I blinked.
I don't know who, but it's like someone close, a woman.
And then she turned and looked me dead in the eye.
You tell me if it was you, right?
My mouth went dry. I forced a laugh.
Ah, Nia, don't let TikTok scare you. Why would I ever?
She smiled faintly, but the way her fingers slipped out of mine, I knew something in the spirit was waking up. The day it all broke loose started like any other. I was in the kitchen staring at banquet for my cousin when my phone buzzed. Nia had posted on her WhatsApp status, first time in over a week. Just a plain black background with 3 words. I paused, then refreshed. Nothing else. No face, no music. Just that. By afternoon, she'd posted 3 more. My chest started beating like the Bomoko drums from Ewe Festival videos. I called her. She didn't pick. I texted. No reply. But I knew. Oh, I knew. She had found something. By evening, it hit the group chat. A mutual friend, Araba, one of those quiet but observant ones, dropped a screenshot with no context. It was a chat between Esmond and me from weeks ago. I felt my soul escape through my kneecaps. I messaged Esmond. No reply. 30 minutes later, I got a voice note from Nia. 2 minutes and 14 seconds. I couldn't open it. Not at first. I walked up and down the compound 3 times, prayed, cursed, paced. Then finally, I pressed play. Her voice was calm, too calm.
Adjo, you know what hurts the most? It's not even that you wanted him. It's that you did it with your chest, while helping me choose bouquet colors, while zipping my dress, while standing behind me in every picture like my shadow. But shadows move when the sun shifts. And baby, the sun has shifted. I spoke to a prophet. He described you without me saying a word, even the way you laugh. He said, there's a woman whose spirit has turned bitter. She prays and schemes at the same time. It's funny, you know. I thought I had a best friend. Turns out I had a snake with lip gloss. Don't call me again. Don't text. And when you hear wedding bells, don't ask who the bride is. It won't be me. I gave him back to God.
I dropped my phone. Literally, I felt the shame crawl over me like warm Gary water. Not because of what I did, but because I had been seen, exposed by the one person who had always covered me. And then like a movie, the group chat lit up. Someone even posted an old photo of me and Nia with the caption. People started unfollowing me, muting me, even blocking me. But the worst part, Esmond vanished, as in disappeared from the group chats, deleted all his photos, ghosted everyone. The man I destroyed a decade-long friendship for, gone like the last bottle of Fanta at a funeral. I tried calling him, Once, twice, 15 times. Nothing. I sent a long text. 3 blue ticks. No reply. Then the final blow came. A new status. From him. A photo of a plane ticket destination. Kigali, Rwanda. Caption. Just like that. He was gone. The week after felt like a punishment from every ancestor I'd ever lied to. I lost my part-time job. My cousin's wife suddenly wanted me out. My period delayed by 2 weeks, and for a second, I thought God had finished me completely. Thankfully, it came, but even that felt like it arrived out of pity. One evening, as I packed my Ghana mask to go back to my mother's house in Kaswa, I saw an old photo of me and Nia on my phone. Like 3 girls, we looked young, free, unguarded. I didn't delete it. I just stared at it for a long time and whispered,
"You'll be fine. You always were."
But me, I didn't know. You want a moral? This is Ghana, not a movie. Sometimes, bad decisions don't come with thunder or fire. Just silence, isolation, and memories that slap you when you least expect. Kaswa is loud. There's always someone frying something, selling something, or shouting somebody's name from across the street like they are announcing Judgment Day. But inside my mother's house, it was silent, too silent, especially after she found out. She didn't hear it from me, of course not. She heard it from a queer across the road whose niece follows Nia on Instagram. That's how Ghana works. You can commit your sin in East Legon and your mother in Kaswa will still hear about it before you get there. She didn't shout, didn't even scold. She just said,
"Come and sit."
I sat. She looked me up and down and said,
"So after all the Bible club you went to, this is the fruit?"
My mouth opened, but words refused to come. She nodded slowly.
"God will deal with you. But me, I would just give you an advice. Being content and self-confident is the best achievement you can have."
She stood, then she walked out. I sat in that chair for 3 hours. Didn't move, didn't cry, just sat there, chewing guilt like chewing steak. Weeks passed, then months. I got a small job at a printing press. Nothing fancy, just enough to eat and pay Momo loan before they add my name to the public shame list. No one from the old life checked in. Not Araba, not the abstract room. Definitely no Nia. Esmond, still gone. Rumors said he relocated permanently. Some say he got married to a Rwandan woman. Others said he entered ministry. Me? I stopped caring. Not because I healed, but because pain gets heavy when you carry it long enough. Eventually, you stop asking it to leave. You just adjust your posture. One Friday afternoon, it rained heavily. The kind of casual rain that stops your window and makes you reflect on your life, like you're in a music video. I was on my way home, umbrella broken, shoes soaked, when I saw her, Nia, standing under the canopy of a pharmacy. Pregnant. Yes, pregnant. Not swollen and panting pregnant, but the elegant, belly-cradling type you see on maternity shoots. She looked good, really good. Floral dress, pretty wig, sandals, calm face. Our eyes met. She didn't flinch. I didn't blink. She nodded once. I nodded back. And that was it. No confrontation, no words. Just us, in the rain, with 1,000 unspoken things. That night, I wrote in my notes app. I never posted it. Not everything is for people to read. Some confessions are just for the phone and God. These days, people don't ask about her anymore. Or him. Life has moved on. And so have I. I have a new job now. Receptionist at a small hotel in Wija. Not much. But it's clean. The Wi-Fi works. And the guests don't ask too many questions. I've cut my hair. Wear glasses now. Sometimes, I pass people who once knew me, and they don't recognize me. I think I like it that way. Anonymous, unseen. But some nights, when the lights are off, and the fan is humming above my head, I remember the laughter, the secrets, the betrayals, The fire I lit with my own hands and watched burn everything I ever loved. And I whisper into the darkness.
It was never just friendship.
Because it wasn't. And maybe it never could have been.